Welcome to Physics Class 12, Unit 4, EMI and AC, Chapter 7, Alternating Current. This is the third video of this chapter. In this video, we will discuss about LC oscillator, transformer and AC generator. So there are three devices we can say which are relevant with the alternating current and induction. First of all, we will discuss about LC oscillator. L means inductor, C means capacitor. And we know that R cannot store any type of energy, only L and C can store the energy. And inductor can store energy in form of magnetic field and capacitor can store the energy in form of electric field. So there is an oscillation between these two energy, electrical energy and magnetic energy, between inductor and capacitor. So they can act as a tank circuit where the energy can be stored in form of any kind of energy like either magnetic energy or electric energy. So what is the principle behind it? There is a, we can see there is a two circuits, two element inductor and capacitor as individually associated with each other. First of all, we will give all amount of charge to the capacitor. So capacitor get stored. One plate of capacitor get positive charge, second plate of capacitor get negative charge. It can act as battery also, but it cannot provide continuous potential. It get discharged because it is connected with an inductor, so it get discharged. So the electrical energy will convert it into magnetic energy. Now we can say these two elements connected in parallel or their potential remains same in case of parallel combination. So potential across capacitor we can find out by this V equal to Q upon C, principal formula C equal to Q upon V, and the other one is the induced EMF across inductor, that is E is equal to minus L di upon dt according to Faraday law and by applying phi equal to Li formula. So E is equal to minus L di upon dt, or we can communicate E equal to L di upon dt. Now according to Kirchhoff's loop rule, the total EMF must be 0. So L di upon dt plus Q upon C is equal to 0. Now we want to find relation between these two steps. So we can put one more formula I equal to dq upon dt. So near L d square Q upon dt square plus Q upon C is equal to 0, or d square Q upon dt square plus Q upon LC is equal to 0. Here we can put 1 upon LC is equal to omega square. Omega is angular frequency, or omega we can say 1 upon root LC, that is the frequency of this tank circuit LC oscillator. So now the formula is d square Q upon dt square plus omega square Q is equal to 0. This is the second order differential equation, or we can say the final equation represents simple harmonic electrical oscillation with the frequency omega. Now what happens between these two types of energy? So this is the second order differential equations. It must have a common solution, that is Q is equal to Q naught cos omega t. You can take sine also, but in case of theta equal to 0, there is an overall charge transferred to capacitor only. So Q equal to Q naught in case of when cos 0 is equal to 1. So we put here Q equal to Q naught cos omega t. Now after differentiation we can get I equal to minus dq upon dt Q naught omega sine omega t. Why minus dq upon dt? Because when our charge will increase in capacitor, current will decrease in inductor. So now I is equal to I naught sin omega t. There is two equations. One for charge in capacitor, second for current in inductor. So we can get a cross check here that t equal to 0, q equal to q naught, and the current in the inductor is 0. Now between 0 to pi by 2, q gets 0 and I get I naught. Now t equal to pi, q equal to minus q naught means negative oscillations will go there, and I equal to again 0. Now t equal to 3 pi by 2, third, fourth, 3 pi by 2, fourth quadrant we can say. So q equal to 0 and I equal to minus I naught, negative energy here. So we can say the oscillation positive negative, negative to positive is going on here, and after all t equal to pi, q equal to q naught and I equal to 0. So the oscillation goes between the energy which will oscillate between inductor and capacitor. This is the prima facie conditions at t equal to 0. XUE electrical energy is maximum, but magnetic energy is 0. Now energy will transfer from higher potential to lower, so the charge will discharging. This process is called discharging of capacitor. Now charge get discharges and it converted into magnetic energy. It get stored in inductor. So after some time, the whole energy will transfer to the inductor and capacitor get fully discharged. So now UE is equal to 0 and UV is maximum. Now reverse process can converted here, and again inductor convert magnetic energy that is stored in inductor will transfer to the capacitor, again get charging. So this is called charging of capacitor, and after certain time the whole energy will transfer to the capacitor and capacitor get fully charged, inductor get discharged. The charging discharging between electrical and magnetic energy, therefore it is also called tank circuit. So there are 9 diagrams which we can see different case studies of charging and discharging of capacitor. So we can get here the charge in form of time, there is the energy in form of simple harmonic oscillations. If there is no loss of energy, but we know that certain type of energy get exhaust by resistance. So if there is an exhaustion of energy, then we will get damped oscillations here, that we have already discussed in class 11th also. Now, what is the frequency of that oscillation? So, frequency is a fundamental property. It will remain same whether it is damped oscillations or undamped oscillations. Only the amplitude and energy get exhausted. Now, our second and most important topic for the class 12 is transformer. It convert AC, high voltage AC to low voltage AC and low voltage AC to high voltage AC. If voltage decrease, then current increase. If voltage increase, then current decrease. So transformer is a device which convert low voltage AC at high current into high voltage at low current, or vice versa. So there are two types of transformer. One may be convert high voltage to low voltage, and second which will convert low voltage to high voltage. That we will discuss later in the same topic. So what is the principle of transformer? This is the transformer we can say. There is a multiple cores of iron. This is a graded slided cores of irons. There are two coils. One we can say primary coil. We show here by P. We can assume see here there is a small number of turns in primary coil and the large number of turns in secondary coil. That takes intentionally. A primary coil have an input source. It is always AC because it based on the principle of induction. Induction need the change in potential, and output we will get across a load or any type of resistance. So what is the principle of transformer? Transformer based on principle of mutual induction. What is mutual induction? When a current carrying coil change its magnetic field. If a coil change its, we know that flux change, current induce, current change, flux change. So in primary coil we change current, so its flux change, and due to flux change neighboring coil flux change also, and current induced in neighboring coil. That is mutual induction. If current induced in same coil, it is called self induction. If current induced in neighboring coil, it is called mutual induction. So this is the principle of transformer. Now what is going on here? So there we can say we apply AC EMF across primary coil, E equal to minus N d phi upon dt, and P is the number of turn in primary coil, and induced EMF in secondary coil ES is equal to minus NS d phi upon dt. Flux remains same for both because flux is developed by primary coil only. Now we will get divided secondary to primary. Output upon input, ES upon EP is equal to NS upon NP, and this is the constant for a given transformer. This is called transformation ratio. Now what happens if we change this ratio? So we will get, or first of all we will say, for an ideal transformer, output power equal to input power. Power means voltage into current, E into I, V into I. E here EMF is likely to same as potential. So ES into IS equal to EP into IP. So ES upon EP equal to IP upon IS. So now we will get complete expression between EIN. ES upon EP equal to NS upon NP is equal to IP upon IS. It means if EMF increase, current automatically decrease. Now Ns upon Np is called transformation ratio. If it is greater than 1, then definitely Es will be greater. If it is less than 1, then Es will be smaller. Now, if the above principle is absolutely correct, then we will, this is the identical condition we suppose that input and output remain same, but if there is a certain type of loss, then we definitely talk about efficiency. So what is the efficiency of transformer? That is output power upon input power. And for ideal transformer, it must be 100%, but there may be a certain type of losses which reduce the efficiency of transformer. So now there are two type of transformer. First, step up transformer which convert low voltage. We will get fear from voltage or current. We will get fear from voltage or current. Definitely we will get fear from voltage. So step up transformer increase the voltage from low voltage high current to high voltage low current. We will get 220 volt from 12 volt. That is step up transformer. We will get 220 volt to 440 volt. That is step up transformer. Definitely it will be more dangerous current. Now, what is the concept behind it? In this, we see the diagram. The number of turns in secondary coil is greater than primary coil. Ns is greater than Np. So, K is greater than 1 or Es upon Ep is greater than 1. So, secondary voltage is greater than primary voltage, but current will be small. Now, for step down transformer decrease the voltage and increase the current, high voltage low current to low voltage high current. In this we see the number of primary coil is more than number of turns in secondary coil. So Ns is more than Np, so K is less than 1. Definitely we will get less amount of EMF but more amount of current. Now, what are the energy losses in the transformer which reduce the efficiency of transformer? So first is copper loss. Transformer carry number of turns of coil, very fine wire and very small resistance, very small cross section. And if we decrease the cross section, resistance get automatically increase. We take here copper winding. We always suggest that we must purchase a motor of copper winding because copper offer less resistance, but there is now a large number of turns of very fine wire, so there must be a resistance create heat loss, also known as copper loss. Second one, or we can avoid this loss by thick wire of winding. We can, but up to a limit, we cannot increase the thickness beyond a range. Now, second is flux loss. We assume that the flux created by a primary coil used by a secondary coil completely, but there are a small amount of or a certain amount of flux which can be leaked, which cannot be gathered by a secondary coil. So this is called flux loss. This flux get wasted, this energy get wasted in this setup. So this is called flux loss. Linking can be maximized by the winding coil over one other. It means we can decrease the distance between primary and secondary coil, so the flux loss will be minimized. Third one is iron loss. Which type of iron we will use here? We use here ore over which the coil get wrapped. So iron, pieces of iron and iron bulk material create eddy current, and this is loss in form of eddy current. So eddy loss we can also call it here. This flux which we want to convert into high voltage to low voltage, but the certain amount of flux get absorbed, get used by this iron piece, and this iron piece you make eddy currents in between them, or this can be lost in form of heat and energy. So how we can decrease eddy loss? So eddy loss can be reduced by using laminating coats. We cannot use a bulk metallic piece. We use cut a slices like a slice of bread. So we reduce the area of bulk metallic piece. We laminate them these small slices so the eddy current can be reduced. they cannot be developed at a certain or a large amount. So to reduce eddy loss, we use laminated iron core. This is the solid bar, and we will slice it, the eddy loss will be decreased. Now hysteresis loss, hysteresis is a versatile term. This is the charging and discharging, we can say magnetization, demagnetization. So whenever the plus and minus of AC will change the flux, the magnetization and demagnetization repeatedly over here, and this will produce a hysteresis loss. जिस रेंज से हमारे पास एडी मैग्नेटाइजेशन डीमैग्नेटाइजेशन होगा, उसी ओवर से it is not possible to get a magnetization and demagnetization secondary coil. So it can be a small amount of loss. This is called hysteresis loss, and it can be minimized by using suitable material with thin hysteresis loop. Losses due to vibration of core. Here are a large amount of energy continuously transforming from one form to another. So certain part of energy can be lost in form of vibration. There may be a humming sound over a large transformer, be versatile. We observe if there are very large transformer, there is a humming sound going on, and this is the energy which converted in this wastage form of energy, and this can be reduced by using oil. We filled oil between the out of the core of the transformer, so the humming sound will be decreased. These all the losses which we get, which we form in form of transformer, which reduce the efficiency of transformer. So the second topic, first topic LC oscillator, second topic transformer. Now what is the third topic? Third topic is the AC generator. Generator means it generate, but we can say nothing is generated. Energy cannot be created nor be destroyed. So transformer from one form to energy. So generator, AC generator, which convert mechanical energy to electrical energy. There are two poles, north pole and south pole, a coil PQRS placed between them by connecting to slip ring using brush B1 and B2, which are made by graphite, and a load where we want to get that current. What is going on here? This axis over a coil get turned. We have a certain type of energy or certain type of source of energy which will rotate this coil, and this coil rotate, and we use here the phenomena of EMI, electromagnetic induction, flux change current induced. So here we change flux in form of by changing the angle between the B and DS. E equal to BDS, phi equal to BDS. So we are changing here flux by changing angle between B and AC generator is based on the principle of electromagnetic induction, and we find the direction of current by using Fleming right hand rule. What is Fleming right hand rule? In case of Fleming right hand rule, we use forefinger, middle finger and thumb of right hand in such a way they all are mutually perpendicular. If forefinger gives the direction of magnetic field, thumb show the direction of motion, then the middle finger show the direction of current. So with help of this finger we can find the direction of current. So we find here PQ and RS get the opposite direction of motion. So they get opposite direction of current. In the loop of PQ, current flow from P to Q. In the loop RS, current flow from R to S. And after after half turn it get reversed. Again RS term reach to the place of PQ, and PQ place reach to the turn of RS. But the direction of motion remains same. So direction of current we will get half time positive and half time negative. This is AC generator. What is the principle of AC generator? It is based on principle of electromagnetic induction. What the construction behind it? Magnets, armature, coil, slip ring, brush and load. The working behind it, we use Fleming right hand as we discussed. and we find the direction of current and flux change current induce. What is the theory behind it? So magnetic field, a coil, angular rotation, flux phi equal to B ds cos theta, NBA cos theta. Theta here we will suggest from omega upon t. So omega equal to theta upon t, so theta equal to omega in t. So phi equal to NBA cos omega t according to Faraday law of EMI, E equal to minus d phi upon dt. After differentiation, NBA will be outside. Sin omega cos omega t is equal to minus sin omega t into omega. So NBA omega will be a constant. Sin omega t का cos omega t होगा, sorry, minus will be coming out from that. E is equal to, E is equal to NBA sin omega t. Here NBA is equal to E naught. So E is equal to E naught sin omega t. This is the output from AC generator. Sine wave is a periodic wave which gives current, or which will gives half time positive, half time negative. Thank you.